I still dream about you every night. Guess I'm wondering if you're alright. I wish I didn't do that, but I do. And do you ever dream of me? Or are my visions just a one-way street? If they are, then that's okay. 'Cause a dream is just a dream. It doesn't mean anything. When I'm watching pro basketball, picture you saying if you were tall, then you could've gone pro, but you got my blood, so it's just a dream, a far-off thing. It doesn't mean anything. But is it just a dream? Premonitions are a real thing. 'Cause it's all you leave in my dreams. I tried to catch you at the airport, to flag you down at the liquor store. Wrote SOS on the ocean shore for you. But you pretended that you didn't see. But I saw you look over at me. But that's okay, 'cause it's just a dream, right?
Well, you got me, yeah, you focus. No, got no plans tonight, And it ain't too hard to notice all the ways you light up my life.